Dhritraashtra uvacha Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samavetaayuyutsavaha Mamakah Pandavaschaiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya. Wonderful. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. The first duty of the seeker or the reader is to bow down to the supreme reality. Here called as Paramatman. We are all Jivatma, individual egocentric beings. There is one supreme reality addressed as Paramatma, one self in all. We bow down to that one self in all. What a beautiful thought to begin with. It establishes oneness already. We all bow down together to that one self in all. Na mama, not me. Surrender. Namaha. Now, the Bhagavad Gita has got around 700 shlokas. There is one more shloka in some of the places. That belongs to the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We have got 18 chapters in the Bhagavad Gita. So if we consider it to be 701, then this one is the only one shloka which is spoken by Dhritraashtra. So 700 shlokas were there for Dhritraashtra to listen to. Do we have that much of patience? We ask a question and halfway we start ourselves speaking. We have no patience to listen to the answer. Dhritarashtra has got the patience. So who's better? You and me or Dhritarashtra? At least Dhritarashtra has got patience. So the one who has got patience will be able to go through the Bhagavad Gita. How much of patience do I need? At least as much as Dhritarashtra has got. But he is born blind. We are all born blind. Blindness is of attachment. Attachment blinds us. We can't see the faults of those to whom we are attached. Our wisdom goes haywire when attachment overpowers our wisdom. So we have to be careful about our attachments. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre. In Kurukshetra, which is Dharma kshetra, which is the very field of Dharma. Oh, Kurukshetra is the field of Dharma. So is this my Dharma to fight only? Because Kurukshetra is related to some kind of battle only, we think. Kurukshetra indicates Karma Kshetra, the field of action, the field of activity. No being can live without activity. And every being will have a particular field of activity. We have seen the cattle grazing in the field. So the fields, the grazing fields, are for the cattle to graze. Kshetra. That is Kshetra. So the human being can pick up any field of activity and that becomes his Kurukshetra. Now this life itself is the field of activity for an individual, where he has to fight out the inner fight. There is one intellect and there is one mind. Each one of us, we own two of these, one mind and one intellect. And there is a constant fight between the two. The intellect knows and says something, and the mind obviously wants to retaliate. So there is a constant fight. So we can take it philosophically and apply it at the subtle level, this fight of Kurukshetra. In my field of activity, whenever I want to take a righteous step forward, the mind retaliates. The mind has a different story to say. The mind is colored by my attachments, so it does not let me act as per my understanding. So that is the battle of Mahabharata for me. Kauravas are 100 in number. Pandavas are only 5. Negativities will be many. Innumerable negativities this mind carries. The intellect has got some 5 principles to live up to. The principles of righteousness. The intellect is motivated by the divine inner self. The mind is attached to the external outer world of desires, the world of objects. Therefore, there is a fight. Wherever there is more numbers, we think that there will be victory with that number. Let us see what happens in this battle. Dhritraashtra is asking, Samaveta Yuyutsavaha, eager to fight those who have gathered in this Kurukshetra. And who are they? Mamakaha Pandavaschaiva. My sons and the sons of Pandu. Kim Akurvata. What are they doing? What they have been doing? Oh Sanjaya, he is asking Sanjaya. Sanjaya is blessed because Bhagavan Shri Vedavyas has blessed him with a divine vision that he can see what's happening in the battlefield while sitting in Hastinapur in the palace of Dhritraashtra. Dhritraashtra could not dare to accept that divine vision. He requested Sanjaya to take it and narrate what is happening in the battlefield. The blindness of attachment makes us so meek and weak that we are not ready to accept the higher vision and to see with the right perspective as to what's happening with myself and with my people around. This is the condition of Dhritarashtra's mind. So Sanjaya is blessed. He got the divine vision. He could directly listen to the holy words of Lord. What can be happening in a battlefield? So this question seems to be little ridiculous. Dhritarashtra knows that they have all gathered to fight. Yuyutsavaha, they are eager to fight. And then what are they doing in the battlefield? Of course, they would be fighting. Then what is the significance of this question? The significance again lies in yours and mine, this attitude of duality. Mamakaha Pandavaschaiva. The fight begins with this attitude. When the Kauravas and Pandavas were children, the young children, Dhritarashtra loved them all. As they started growing up, Dhritarashtra got this thought of my sons and my brother's sons. Definitely there will be partiality now. This is attachment. Wherever there is attachment, there will be fight. Wherever there is possessiveness, there will be fight. Now he is selfish. He wants his son to come on the throne. So there will be a fight. He wants his sons to win over and get the whole kingdom. There will be fight. One has to learn how to remain impartial under any situation. That is humanity. That is righteousness. Saying this, Dhritraashtra keeps quiet. The war is intense. This intensity has made him quiet. He has got terrible anxiety. He is not comfortable from within because he is intelligent, all right. He understands that his sons are unrighteous. And yet he wants victory for them. So therefore, it is intense for him. And in spite of that anxiety, he has got patience to listen. In fact, he cannot remove his attention from this battlefield now. He is completely engrossed in it. But with a negative note. That won't be very good for you and me. Let us get intensely engrossed in the Bhagavad Gita, but with a positive attitude. Sanjaya is the witness. Dhritraashtra is the symbol of knowledge, supported or weakened, in fact, by attachment. Now we have got one more listener who is sitting on the chariot of Arjuna. Arjuna's flag has got the symbol of Hanumanji. So Hanumanji signifies the devotional aspect of individual. Knowledge weakened by attachment is Dhritarashtra. Devotion supported with divinity is Hanumanji. Sanjaya remains as a witness, that is our mind, which knows but is inactive. And here we have got Arjuna, who is ready to take up the fight when guided properly. Otherwise, he also wants to run away from the battlefield. So these are the four paths. And each individual goes through all the four paths in life at different times, or maybe simultaneously at some times. Where at the physical level we have to work, put ourselves into action. When the mind remains a witness and is meditative or contemplative at times, mind becomes a thinker or an observer. Where intellect knows but is quite deluded because of the mental attachments. Where sometimes the mind is thinking of the divine self in some way or the other and becomes quite devotional. So there are four ways of looking at the Bhagavad Gita, and all the four will be quite useful. But what remains most essential is to bring out the true import of what Bhagavad Gita tells us as Yoga Shastra as well as what it tells us as Brahma Vidya.